I'm going to let you in on a dirty little secret about anxiety. Everyone suffers it once in a while. In fact, the most successful, popular, and famous people tend to suffer the most anxiety. The difference is that some people let stress consume them and they complain, while others learn how to make stress the driver of their performance in life, with more success, less burnout, and just enough of a fire in their belly. I'm Andrew with Brainscape, an adaptive study app built on decades of proven cognitive science research into how we learn and perform better. We know stress, both because we've suffered the roller coaster of startup lives ourselves and almost went out of business a few times, and especially because our millions of users are students whom we connect with on a daily basis. We know that there are few things worse than a big exam coming up the same day your huge paper is due and you don't feel like doing anything because your girlfriend just dumped you, you just lost your election in your student club, and your parents keep nagging you about what you're gonna do with your life when you graduate. We have been there and we hear you. And while you should still see a professional if you're having severe anxiety or dark thoughts, I want to talk to you today about our strategies for taking all that stress and using it to your advantage with the power of your mind. The first thing you need to be able to do is to identify what is really stressing you out and get to the root of it. Ask yourself the question, and then what? 3 times. I'm so scared I'm gonna fail this exam. And then what? I'll get a bad grade in this class. And then what? My GPA will suffer and I won't get as good of a job. And then what? My parents will be disappointed and I'll probably have a little bit less money. Aha, you found the root. And when you imagine that root stressor really playing itself out, you'll see that whatever it is, it's not so bad. Your parents love you no matter what. You can still be super successful in your career with a 2.3 GPA in school. Ask George W. Bush. In a weird way, imagining the worst that can happen actually happening and then envisioning yourself overcoming that can really help take the edge off. Now that you've pulled the big scary mask off of the anxiety, you can recognize it as a completely normal biological function, not some monster designed to destroy your mental well-being. Remember, your brain is wired from evolution to be wary of saber-toothed tigers and murderous rival tribes, so it's often looking for things to be stressed about even when they're not there. Once you realize it's all just childhood neuron wiring triggering the production of an ancient chemical called cortisol that has been stressing out amoeba to escape their predators for billions of years, you can step back and see the anxiety as an observer. Oh, hello cortisol in my bloodstream. How are you doing today? Thank you to God or evolution for giving me the extra push to kick butt today. You can move along now, cortisol. Thanks for the fire. On a similar note, you may also need to step away from that negative self-talk that is probably happening in your brain. I'm too short. People don't take me seriously. I'm a terrible writer. I'm bad with names. I suck at math. I have trouble focusing. I'm a huge procrastinator. I'm probably gonna screw up this date night tonight. You know what I'm talking about. It's a spiral that you can easily let get out of control and define you. It's like there's something in your brain that wants to ignore all the great stuff about you and focus on the negative. But guess what? Tom Cruise is 5'7" and he's done just fine. You're not bad at names. You just sometimes forget to repeat the person's name in your head a few times after you've heard it, which is what people who do remember names do. You could easily do that. And if you spill mustard all over your shirt tonight before your big date, that could be the funny story that you tell at your wedding. The bottom line is that you can't let that inner hater win. It's just a bug in your brain and you can reprogram it. Look in the mirror, see that precious light that is you, and separate yourself from that inner hater. Tell yourself you won't take anything from that a-hole who's trying to take over the thought processes in your brain. And then going forward, try to train yourself to recognize that negative self-talk as early as possible. Instead of giving it the steering wheel to your thoughts, take that little hater, throw it in a booster seat in the back where it can whine to its heart's content, and you can focus on the road ahead. One of the other things that often causes stress is uncertainty. You've got this huge challenge ahead of you, but you have no idea how to address it. If that's the case, instead of letting it fester in your brain, sapping your mental energy, just write down your thoughts or steps into a checklist. Got a big test coming up? Step 1, get out your notes and notebook and textbook. Step 2, make flashcards in Brainscape for each lesson one at a time. Step 3, study your flashcards in Brainscape and watch your progress go up. The key is whatever your process ahead is, you need to be able to track your steps as granularly as possible so you can see that goal quantified. As they say, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And if you can't manage it, anxiety will fill that vacuum. Another way to defeat that cortisol biologically is to beat it with endorphins. Take that stress that's been building up and go take it out on the weights or the punching bag or the pavement. Just don't mix up the punching bag and the pavement unless you want to go to the ER. This will not only quell the nerves, but exercise will get you in better shape and make you feel more confident that you can take on other challenges throughout the day. It's also a great activity to combine with tip number 6, which is gratitude. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong or what's scary, dwell on how grateful you are for all the awesome stuff that you do have compared to so many less fortunate people in the world. And make this gratitude a daily habit that you can combine with something else that you're already doing, like exercise or walking to class or even just brushing your teeth. There's tons of research showing that gratitude can be a tremendous secret to reducing stress and to improving your relationships and your health and your happiness and your sleep and your self-esteem. The list goes on. Gratitude is the secret to a happy, low-stress life. It just takes a few minutes a day. You could do it however you want, whether it is in the form of prayer or a mantra or just straight up, matter-of-fact thankfulness that you train yourself to do every time you brush your teeth. Finally, as a capstone to all these steps to reduce or ignore anxiety, our last tip is to channel what's left as pure energy. Got some anxiety? Do 5 quick air squats, take a freezing cold shower if you have to, which has plenty of benefits. Smack yourself in the face and say, I've got this, because changing from a victim mindset to an agent mindset will allow you to get psyched about the challenge ahead of you rather than becoming the anxiety. So that whenever you have a big test, a term paper, or a breakup to get over, you know that you already have what it takes to rise to your challenge.